Welcome, professional wrestling fans, to the PW Fan, the ultimate pro wrestling podcast created by fans for the fans. And this is episode 154. I am your host, collector, barber, musician, and most importantly, a professional wrestling podcaster, Talk Wrestling, Tim Gilbert.
And I'm your host, the architect of pro wrestling podcasts and Steelers fan. We won this week. Woo! Against the rivals, the Ravens. Booker Andy.
I'm also host, the No Selling Wrestling Indie fan and football lover, Jeremy.
Well, guys, we got a lot to discuss today. At the top of the show, we want to apologize for missing last week's episode. Andy and I, unfortunately, had something going on in our family where our uncle got into a car accident. He's getting better day by day, so we are dedicating this episode to him. Uncle Chris, love you. Keep fighting. You're getting better every day. Before we get started on this week's episode, go to youtube.com/the PW Fans so you can comment, like, subscribe, help us out, and watch along. For all other social media, all you got to do is look up at the PW Fan, where we should come up on TikTok, X, and Instagram. I'm going to be honest, we don't use X very often these days. It's kind of, I don't know, in my head, it feels like a dying platform. But for pro wrestling, for shirts, go to prowrestlingtees.com/the PW Fan and grab your favorite of our 5 designs. Okay, Andy, you want to talk to the people about what we are getting into today?
Yeah, so we're going to, since we missed last week, I'm going to talk quickly before about the important stuff that happened that really needs to be talked about in order to kind of set up this week. We're going to be dealing with Full Gear predictions, which is this Saturday coming up. We're also going to be talking about, I guess I'll call them the OG Bloodline. I want to give them a different name because it's Bloodline, but there's a lot of stuff going on with the OG Bloodline this week.
Aren't they called the OG Bloodline? Like, they have the shirts OG Bloodline.
Oh, yeah. Well, now they do.
Oh, now. Yeah, you're right.
Now they do. I think starting this past Smackdown.
Yeah.
Came out with them on. So yeah, we can get right into it. I'm going to start off with AEW this week, which we usually do lately. But the week before that we missed, we finally got a name being used for Mox and the gang. It is not Blackpool Combat Club. That is done. They are called the Death Riders, which isn't that
sounds better.
Move? Isn't that a finishing move of Moxley originally?
Yeah, that's his finishing move, what they called it originally, I think.
Okay, so they're called the Death Riders. I believe they also have a new Titantron intro thing for the whole group.
Yeah, and they use his New Japan song.
Is that what
song.
it is? Okay. It sounded familiar,
it's actually,
but
yeah, I think it's called Death Rider.
Anymore, thank God. There's no more Wild Thing.
You don't want to hear that looping over and over again?
No, dude, not at all. Not at all. But so that was from last week. So this week we had a Jon Moxley promo and backstage brawl that opened up the show. Moxley delivered a promo about power within the company, which was interrupted by Orange Cassidy. The segment would escalate when Darby Allin dove onto Moxley from the crowd. And then this went into the backstage, I believe, which ended up with them hopping in a truck, I think, and leaving Yuta behind, or almost leaving Yuta behind, I should say. He hopped in the back of the truck that they've been using. There was another backstage brawl involving Chris Statlander, Camille, and Mercedes Moné. This happened during a interview segment with Renee Paquette to Mercedes and Camille. When Camille went to the locker room, Chris Statlander was waiting in the hallway and attacked Mercedes. Also took out Camille very quickly. These two women have a match coming up at Full Gear, which we'll talk about the predictions. Will Ospreay gave an interview with Tony Schiavone shortly after, though, Kyle Fletcher would appear. This was the first face-to-face since Kyle took out Will Ospreay. This led to a promo between the two. Kyle trying to prove that he's different, and Will Ospreay still saying that he is basically an Ospreay wannabe. And all he did was shave his head. That was kind of Will's.
Yeah, that was basically it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, though. He did. The haircut's a good idea.
Thinks he looks better. Tim doesn't have hair.
Not that he looks better, but he needed to separate himself a little bit. It did look like they're obviously playing off of the inside joke, the fact that he did just look like Will Ospreay.
Yeah,
his hair was way more blonde than Will's, though.
But it's like the thing like Punk does all the time. Whenever he has like a new character or like he's a heel or face and transitions, he always changes something. Yeah. Whether it's his hair, entrance, or whatever it is.
Okay, keep it fresh.
So the past couple weeks, Lance Archer and Roderick Strong have been, Roderick Strong and Adam Cole have been trying to see who gets the first of 3 wins, or whoever gets 3 wins in a row will go to face MJF. It could have been a triple threat even. This week, Roderick Strong racked up, I believe, his 3rd and final win against Lance Archer. So he'll be facing MJF. But after that, Takeshita versus Adam Cole would happen, but Adam Cole lost. This now is meaning that only Roderick Strong will be facing MJF at Full Gear. And I'm trying to remember. He lost cleanly, didn't he, Jeremy?
Yeah, I believe so. Because I remember seeing afterwards, everyone's like, "So they're not doing MJF and Adam Cole?" Like, I feel like that was kind of like reignited to do it, and now I don't know. It's like a weird timing to not have Adam Cole and MJF face each other.
I agree with you, Jeremy. And I think the one thing with the MJF Adam Cole thing is like, I know that obviously with the injuries and stuff, the storyline has been pushed back a while, but it's like, let's just do this. Let's just finally do this. It's been like 2 years building. Am I right? Like, hasn't it been like 2 years?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you had the devil thing, but that didn't really get a payoff because Adam Cole wasn't around. He did the reveal, but then there was nothing really that came with like the heel Undisputed Kingdom group. The Undisputed Kingdom has been going around without Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Since they formed.
And then Wardlow, I think, got hurt too again.
Yeah, Wardlow's just been gone.
Yeah, he's gone. But also, it's like when Adam Cole like came back now and he's healthy, like that was like a shot of like adrenaline almost into the feud, and I was like, all right, let's just do it now. But now I'm like, don't do a whole story again because you just gotta do it.
I think after this match with Adam Cole, also, I think the Don Callis family wanted to attack. Roderick Strong helped out, but so did Kyle O'Reilly. So maybe Kyle's coming back around, but he's with the conglomeration right now, which is, Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, Ishii. Sometimes honorary members.
Hey, how close is oh, you know what, we'll talk about off the air. I don't want any of these freaks to know where you live.
Next we had Leo Rush versus Swerve Strickland. Leo's kind of been trying to prove himself, I think, in order to get into the Hurt Syndicate. He's trying to have them keep an eye on him, but he would end up losing this match. Swerve wins. He challenges Bobby Lashley to Full Gear. Bobby and MVP would come out at the top of the ramp, but Shelton Benjamin would attack from behind, allowing Bobby to eventually put the Hurt Lock, if that's what they're even calling it in this company.
I just want to say that I am like, I don't know, maybe I just forget how good Shelton Benjamin is, but just like everything has done in
this group. I think it's great.
Like Shelton Benjamin to me has been a standout from all of them, I think.
In AEW?
Yeah, in AEW, yeah.
Dude, I've really thought for a while that Shelton Benjamin has had something to give, and just no one's been able to figure out what to do. And I think the good thing with AEW is Tony Khan gives you more.
I'll tell you that much.
We can still go, but Tony Khan gives you more the free reign to be like, what do you want to do? And I think we're getting to see finally a little bit more of the Shelton Benjamin that we've been wanting to see. I don't think he really, when he came back in WWE a few years ago, I don't think he really got the they always talk about, it's the opportunity. I don't think he got the same opportunity.
Let me see here. No, I agree with you. And they're also trying to recruit more people, maybe Ricochet.
I feel like Ricochet could be good for that because honestly, already for Ricochet, he's kind of
recruit him in WWE. So this is like a continuation.
Yeah.
from-
You know what's
But Ricochet also has already been doing nothing almost. Like I feel like no one already cares about him.
You know what's interesting though, and I think it's perception is reality, and it's also has to do with the presentation. But this group already, and I don't really think of the fact that it came from WWE, like is like making my perception of it different. But this whole the hurt it's the hurt business, right?
The Hurt Syndicate in
The Hurt-
AEW.
It
the
was
Hurt
her
Syn-
business in WWE.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
it wasn't. Yeah, in WWE.
so
it was.
hurt so it's the Hurt Syndicate, but it's like this
Yeah.
group comes in, and like I already find it much more menacing and like legitimate than like when the Bucks and Okada were trying to do their like faction. Like I actually take
Oh yeah.
this one actually feels like it's like I don't know, more legitimate in my opinion.
And MVP helps so much, like with the being the mic of the group. So I think he's an underrated part that everyone forgets.
Yeah.
To wrap up Dynamite, FTR versus House of Black happened, and House of Black would win in order to earn a spot in Full Gear match. Before we move on, though, there's a couple of stuff about AEW. I don't think it's that he chose not to re-sign. I think AEW chose not to re-sign him, and that is Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah.
Dustin no
Gone.
longer with the company. Could he go do just something with Cody, manager? I mean,
Wasn't he gonna retire for the longest time and then he kept going? It was like one last ride for like the last like 4 years.
yeah. So could he go back to WWE in some kind of
Just do some like spots here and
backstage
there,
role?
and then yeah.
Well, even a producer, he has a good mind. Why wouldn't
Yeah.
he want to? I'm sure he has a good relationship with Triple H.
Yeah, I think so.
That clip of Goldust with Ric Flair and Triple H in the ring still pops up on my feed when they make Triple H and Ric Flair break character after being electrocuted. It's classic ruthless aggression.
It's a good one.
segment. I know Tim knows what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir. Anything ruthless aggression's my shit.
And also backstage news on AEW booking of Jon Moxley and the Death Riders. Jon Moxley has been reportedly been given free reign over his booking within All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, I heard about this article.
I believe that.
Yeah.
What do you think the payoff is Shane McMahon, or do you think that's something that like we all got caught up in? It's probably not.
I kind of
gonna
gave up
happen.
on that. I gave up.
I don't know. It's like I know we're going to do predictions pretty soon, but like I don't know. I feel like Moxley is going to go for a bit longer with this type of.
But
I don't
like
know.
when he said
Gimmick.
this company doesn't belong to you anymore, I guess like I feel like I almost expected too much. I still feel like nothing's really happened.
I still
don't know what's
feel
going
like
on.
something is
That's what I'm
like
waiting for.
I don't know. Maybe
I'm still
yeah,
waiting
something
for
still is coming, right?
I'm still waiting for the payoff.
Yeah.
Not too much happened on Rampage and Collision, so let's get straight into the Full Gear predictions for this Saturday. All right. Starting with Kyle Fletcher or Will Ospreay. Is Will trying to push his friend? Well, maybe it's not his decision. Maybe it's Tony's. But do you think I think Kyle Fletcher wins, but it's not clean.
Yeah, I don't know. This one's hard because I feel like Will Ospreay kind of. What did he win the last pay-per-view match they had?
Who did he? No,
Do you remember?
Takeshita did in the triple threat.
That's right. So I feel like he wins this one though, because I don't know. I feel like Kyle Fletcher can't win over Will Ospreay.
How about you, Tim?
Yeah, Will Ospreay.
Alrighty.
I mean,
for
I
some
feel
reason
like
thought-
Jeremy said, it's just like they're not gonna do that.
Let me see here. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any matches because I thought maybe no, right? I thought maybe Takeshita and Ricochet were going to be at Full Gear, but they're not.
That's what I was thinking too, but I guess they're doing it later.
All right. Ooh, this is a good one. Swerve versus Bobby Lashley.
Ooh. Bobby.
Going Bobby first showing.
Yeah, it's first singles match, right?
Is
Yeah,
there
I
some
guess.
shenanigans that go down?
Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
because of
there's
Swerve.
something going on.
I agree. Okay, so this is this going to be their second or third match? Jay White versus Hangman. I think it's their second.
I think second as well.
Jay won the first. So I assume they're going to get to a rubber match, so I'm going to go with Hangman.
I'm gonna go with Jay White because I feel like they've been pushing him pretty hard since he's been back, and he's actually been winning matches.
I mean, I want Jay White to win, but do they get a third out of these two? You can't get a third unless Hangman wins.
Well, remember they did Swerve and Hangman, and Swerve beat him twice, and then they kept doing it.
Yeah. And Hangman just kept losing it more and more.
Yeah.
MJF versus Roderick Strong. I'm going MJF.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, MJF has to win this one.
Or does Adam Cole turn on Roderick? I don't know, man. I don't know anymore.
Turn on Roderick. What, then MJF and Adam Cole?
You wanted that spot.
Yeah. I don't know.
Possibility.
I feel like maybe he might
Roll
cost
it out.
MJF. But also, I feel like MJF and Adam Cole, if they're going to do that, it needs a title match to make it better.
Well, neither one of them has a title right now, so.
Oh, you're right. I was thinking about the international title.
Okay, there's a fatal 4-way tag team championship match. The champions Private Party, my boys the Outrunners, Kings of the Black Throne, and the Acclaimed. Is it too soon to take the titles off of Private Party?
I think so, but they could still do it, though. And if they are going to do it, I think I'm kind of biased, but I want Kings of the Black Throne.
Dude, please, just give them the fucking titles. Give House of Black the titles.
No.
Yep.
They had it for just like a little bit before. That's it.
Yeah, and I think I don't know what the holdup is with them. I think they got a cool look. They got everything going. Just do it. Just do it.
All right.
Just
TNT
do it.
TNT Championship. Jack Perry versus Daniel Garcia.
Jack Perry.
You got to put a title on Daniel, dude. He just re-signed with the company. Come on.
You're right. That might.
Dude, you know what? Anytime
the whole storyline is Jack Perry saying that he's not ready to be a champion.
It's gonna be Daniel, but unfortunately for him, anytime I see him, I just think of that, like a few years ago when everybody was making that meme of him with like the Drake song over top of it. That's like, I don't want to be too strong. And he's like, dude, like that's like anytime I see him, that's all I see.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Andy might be right though. He probably will win because he did resign. He hasn't had a title yet.
He just resigned. 2 more matches: Mercedes Moné versus Chris Statlander, TBS Championship.
Mercedes
has been a bitch lately to Camille. Does Camille turn on Mercedes?
Damn, Andy's dropping the B word.
She has. She's been talking down to her.
Talking down. I still think Mercedes wins.
Belittling her. So
they don't. Do they ever put a? All right, so we can't play that long. We can't play it too long.
Wait. Hang on. Wait.
And now we're not on anyone's feed.
We're good. Drake, just be chill, dude.
Right.
Come on.
I'm saying Chris.
I think that's short enough time. I'm thinking Mercedes because do they ever give Chris Statlander anything?
No.
Exactly. So.
I mean, besides beating
Mercedes.
Jade. And
Yeah, on the way out for Jade.
Tim, Mercedes, or Chris Statlander?
I'm going Statlander.
All right, main event.
Statlander.
Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy, AEW World Championship. Is it time for Orange Cassidy to be the face of AEW or not?
No.
Is
Moxley wins.
Is it time? No. Will it ever be time? No. Uh, Moxley wins.
All right.
But this match is gonna be really good because do you remember their international championship match at was it All Out the year before?
It was good. It was good.
It was really good. So I feel like this one's going pretty good.
Alrighty. So let's get right into Raw and WWE. Last week, actually, this is not last week. There was nothing to talk about from the week before. I am dumb. That's SmackDown. Okay, the show began with Gunther wanting to address Damian Priest, who is the #1 contender. However, Priest he wanted to address Priest. Priest wasn't out there yet. Damian would end up coming out and interrupt. He critiqued Gunther and said that he's become a shell of his former dominant self. Ludwig Kaiser tried to interject, but was silenced by Gunther and attacked by Priest.
There's tension there.
Do you see the seeds planting? The seeds have been planted for Ludwig and Gunther to kind of part ways.
Ludwig be the face then if he turns?
Nah, I think Gunther.
You think?
Yeah. But I don't want Gunther to be face.
But would Gunther attack him?
Well, let's see. Like Gunther is becoming more timid, so I would think it'd be Ludwig.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure who ends up being the heel or face.
I think Ludwig's a good heel.
But you got some stuff brewing right now with, with him being a heel. So it's like you don't want to change course.
And also, if you're gonna have Gunther and Punk maybe at some point, or Gunther and whoever,
Gunther ain't turning babyface, dude. There ain't no way.
And he's like, all right.
All right, Booker Andy. Booker Andy. Listen, you're right more times than not.
It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong, guys. All right? Backstage, Seth Rollins would meet with Raw General Manager Adam Pearce, who agreed to allow Rollins to have a one-on-one match with Bronson Reed. Another one. We had Kofi Kingston versus Pete Dunne. This started from a backstage confrontation where Kofi would end up facing Dunne with Woods at ringside. Xavier Woods tried to interfere, but it backfired, allowing Dunne to capitalize and win the match. This led to tension between Kofi and Xavier, which they've been hinting at possible breakup the past couple weeks. There's a lot of tension throughout these shows between groups.
A lot of tension.
Yeah. Bronson Reed would have a promo where he called out Rollins. This led to a brawl between the two at ringside. But we'll get into where this is leading later in the show. Karrion Kross and the Final Testament had a segment. Kross and his group would confront The Miz, leading to a betrayal where Miz actually would end up attacking the Wyatt Six, and the Wyatt Six would get the upper hand over... the Final Testament would get the upper hand over the Wyatt Six, and for the first time, they really got taken out by Final Testament, Kross, and The Miz, which sets up the new storyline. So there's no more Chad Gable and them that the Wyatt Six are going after. They're officially
dead now.
After final. Yeah, they're all dead. Chad Gable's gear lately is looking like straight up Kurt Angle.
Yeah,
they're really leaning into that.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
Do you think it's gonna be Perk Angle pretty soon?
No, hopefully not. Hopefully in real life. Not.
Match quality wise, that'd be nice. But
Perk Angle was like amazing,
dude.
Kurt Angle still says his run in TNA was better than his WWE.
See? Yeah,
he
just gets overlooked because it's TNA. But
dude, it's crazy. I think he was there.
I still remember that when he flipped off the stage. Like,
that meme pops up all the time.
Yeah,
you can't escape the front flip off the stage.
You guys keep this going. I got a rare gem. Hang on. Keep it going.
He probably has a Kurt Angle TNA DVD.
You think it's a DVD? I think it's probably like a...
No, he doesn't have a
Figure.
Kurt Angle fig.
You don't
TNA.
think?
Nah.
From TNA?
Best of Kurt Angle in TNA
Yeah.
DVD. I got it.
Told you.
Yeah.
I got the.
And he was right.
I got the
Camera
whole
quality is awful, so you can't see shit. But
You just see a
it might show up
blurred.
better on YouTube. It's just the internet connection.
Yeah, it'll show better there, but yeah.
I got the Kurt Angle TNA, the full run right here, bosses. This is why. This is why you got to get physical media over streaming any day.
Hey, I'm with you, brother.
I want
think
my
he also
shit
has that.
forever. You
He
heard
also
me?
has the first Jeff Hardy run and old AJ Styles first
Yeah.
kind of
Oh, in TNA?
couple years. Yeah, me and Tim used to watch those too.
Yeah, I got a whole
Actually, the
TNA
AJ DVD
section.
might be mine. Is the AJ
It's
DVD
not-
mine?
It's
or the
not
Jeff Hardy
yours,
yours?
sir.
And he's like,
One
that's
of them
mine.
was mine. One of them was yours, man.
Okay, I rebought everything in like 2010 from when Amazon
Probably
like
trashed
first
it.
started.
Probably said this is ass, or I sold it for marijuana money. FYE.
You probably did.
It's FYE.
Probably did.
And he was hard times then.
Dude,
He's like, dude, I
gotta
need
find a
one.
way. Gotta
And he's
find
like,
a
I
way.
need $1,000.
Dude, that's what it was. It was it was friends putting their stuff together to get 1 gram.
And you're like, if this DVD is going to do
When you're in
it.
high school and not working, you're like, we gotta find a way.
I'll
FYE will take this for $1, but it's $1 more than we had.
Just $1.
I'll sell my AJ Styles Best of 2003 DVD for $1.
This is when I got out of wrestling for a little bit. You gotta remember. I was checked out.
Wait, so that means it's not yours then? That's Tim's.
It
If
is
that's
mine.
what I did, yeah.
Mm.
He's
Tim thinks
assuming
about
that he
himself.
did.
Yeah.
Okay. Backstage, Seth Rollins tried to get recruited by the Bloodline. Well, this is not in my notes. So earlier in the night, Jimmy J and Sammy tried to recruit Seth Rollins for War Games, or to help fight the new Bloodline. Seth Rollins said no, and that he thinks Sammy's out of his mind. So as Seth was later leaving the building, the new Bloodline tried to recruit Seth, and he said he'll never in his life team with Roman Reigns, but he'll also never team with a wannabe Roman Reigns. And the Bloodline let him walk away after saying something like this. Main event was a Women's Tag Team Championship where Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill would retain their titles with Naomi's help. During a post-match brawl, this segment, to me, hints at the Women's War Games, which we'll have to talk more about next week because there's definitely stuff going on with that after this Raw that's on right now. All right, let's get into SmackDown. Last week, there was a confrontation.
Oh, can I actually say something real quick about
Yes,
Raw?
sir.
Because I don't know if you guys watched on Friday night on Netflix the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight,
Yeah, it was awful.
but it concerned me now because Netflix could not handle streaming.
I also brought this up to Andy.
I was like, oh no, because Raw starts in January. I'm like, that's not too far, and lots of people watch it. So hopefully you don't have the issue of buffering again.
I didn't have the issue because I turned on the fight early, but
I turned on the fight early though, and by the time I got to the later time, it started
really?
crashing
I
on
didn't,
me.
even with my McDonald's internet, I didn't have problems.
Oh,
I had problems here. I had to keep pausing it.
Well,
and
you have
go
the worst
back.
internet of internet.
Okay, first of all, I have.
He's like,
Okay.
I have such bad internet. I have 2 internets. All right,
First of all,
I
switch
have
between
2.
them to which one gets the best signal.
So first of all, okay, a couple things here.
You have T-Mobile, which is aka terrible mobile, and
I
then
have-
you have your other fucking one.
I have T-Mobile, and then I have our king, Elon Internet, Starlink.
you got the Starlink?
Oh yeah, I got Starlink,
Did they bring to third world countries that one
dude.
just to
And-
give them some kind of signal?
In
Tim's out in the
Elon,
sticks, and they're just like,
yeah,
he's out there.
Bro.
Like, give me a signal.
He's on the top of the roof. He's like, come on.
Like
So-
he's holding a satellite dish.
in Elon we trust, but no, I want to say that
No.
Jeremy's like no, but the reason
What, did
why
something happen the past 2 weeks?
I do not trust Elon.
yeah, so did something big happen in the last 2 weeks? So the reason why the Fall Bright show got canceled when I was gonna dress up as Sting
Because of Elon?
is because of Elon.
Oh, okay.
a rally there or event or something.
He was like, the Tesla robots, they will be great. That's all he
That
said.
was a great South American or
South
South
Africa.
African. Yeah.
All right, SmackDown. Last week that we missed, Randy Orton and Kevin Owens would confront each other in the ring. Randy Orton call out Kevin Owens. This led to a fight that was broken up by officials. But after it was broken up, Owens was able to get to Randy and did a pile driver, which is supposed to be banned in WWE. This made Randy get stretchered out. I did see some memes of like, oh, you do take a pile driver in WWE and it's devastating, but you take one in AEW. There was like something with
I saw that.
Pop
vid-
back up.
and they were doing it back and forth, him and Orange Cassidy. And it was just like,
It does.
That clip I've seen so many times.
It is shocking when you watch it side by side.
Randy's
doing,
like, I'm out for months, and then they're just like,
The difference in
Yeah.
perception.
Stone Cold broke his neck, man.
Yeah, like the difference in perception when you watch the two clips back to back is different.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, last week this was big. It was also like such a small segment of the show, but they introduced the Women's United States Championship.
Yeah, I
They
feel like finally they kind
have
of
added a mid-card title in WWE for the women wrestler.
Yeah, finally.
The question is, do we get a women's intercontinental?
That should be next, right? Should be on Raw, right?
Well, yeah. Why? Unless the United States Championship is going to be defended on both brands.
Oh, don't do that again. Just make it Intercontinental.
You got to have enough women on each show. I don't know the ratio.
I think they have enough now. They should have plenty.
Yeah, and what a surprise. The only difference between the men's and the women's is that the women's has a white strap.
I don't like that. I'm like, come on, just make some cool design. Like, how many creative people do they have in WWE?
Like, I don't know, man. This is all I got. I got one iteration. This is all I got.
Change the strap color. That's it.
That's what they do in WWE. So they're doing a tournament which started this week on SmackDown for the Women's United States Championship. Last week's Solo
You're not
Sikoa
saying it
had
right.
What?
Championship.
What the fuck?
That's how
Last
they
week, Solo
that's how
Sikoa
she
had
used
his
to say
tribal
it.
chief
What the hell?
acknowledgement. Last week, Solo Sikoa had
you're
the
right, you're
tribal
right.
chief acknowledgement ceremony. After a face-off in the ring, Solo challenged Roman Reigns to a War Games match. He would nominate Sami Zayn as his fifth member. Things would escalate with the Bloodline attacking Reigns while Sami just watched from the side. But the Usos attempted to save. Roman Reigns failed. Sami would end up deciding to align himself with the OG Bloodline, and he kicked Solo instead of Roman. So now we got 4 members for War Games, but we need a 5th. So we'll get into that. I will say WWE under Triple H's regime, his reign, they aren't doing holiday tour dates. Everything's pre-taped.
Yeah.
So I already know what the full War Games team is, which once we get into SmackDown and finish it, you'll be able to guess too, based off if you're paying attention to feuds. But let's get into what actually happened this week on SmackDown. Cody Rhodes would call out Kevin Owens to open up the show. He was confronted by Nick Aldis, who said that Kevin Owens isn't there at his request. There would also be a promo during this time where people think that they're planting seeds for Randy versus Cody.
I can't wait.
I think they should have always had that plan going.
I mean, yeah, and obviously Orton's going to be the heel because I don't think Cody could pull it off.
Also, this week, John Cena acknowledged that he'll be entering the Rumble. People are saying that he's going to be facing one of the champions. Does that mean he's going to at Mania? And they want him to possibly break the record, which Tim is not fine with, but
I don't know how I feel about that right now because it's like he's it's his last run, so almost like, I don't know, you can have him win and not be angry about it.
Yeah, I don't. Would you rather him win or The Rock to face him?
I would have him win, not The Rock. I would rather have Cena. I would I would prefer him not to win the Rumble at all because I don't think he needs that spot.
What if The Rock put his Muhammad Ali championship on the line?
I'm continuing. I hate that championship.
Dude, I watched this video today of this guy that was pretending to be Jake Paul, and he's like, Muhammad Ali, I'm challenging you. And then like it cuts to him in front of a gravestone, and he's like,
oh no. That's fucked up.
Like I said, the women's U.S. title tournament would start on SmackDown. There was a triple threat match where Bayley would face B-Fab and Candice LeRae. Bayley would end up winning by pinning B-Fab to move on into the tournament. We had LA Knight versus Berto, who is Humberto Carrillo. I didn't even know they changed his name. Afterwards, though, while LA Knight was standing on the ropes, he got attacked by a returning Shinsuke Nakamura, who we have not seen in a while.
Didn't they do LA Knight and Shinsuke before, or has that not happened?
I don't think so.
For some reason, I thought it did.
Shinsuke's been out for a while. He did like some Japanese tour dates, but when they were like the house shows.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
he hasn't been on TV in a minute.
Wrestled in Noah in like in Japan.
Muda.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn and the Usos were shown telling Roman Reigns backstage that they're unable to find a fifth member. During this segment, Solo Sikoa and his bloodline would make their way to the ring. This would the OG bloodline would soon be following suit and come out there. So we had a 4-on-4 face-off between the two. That was kind of cool. They charged at one another, and during this segment, Roman would save Sami Zayn from a Samoan spike before he and Jacob Fatu had a standoff that was interrupted by the fifth member of the New Bloodlines War Games team, which is Bronson Reed. He helped Solo Sikoa and his crew take out everyone in the OG Bloodline. So, if Bronson has joined the New Bloodline, guess who is joining the old?
Yep.
Oh, the wise man.
That has already been taped. I've seen the images. Seth Rollins is joining OG Bloodline to take on Bronson Reed.
I did not see that coming for him and Bronson Reed.
I thought it was going to be The Rock and Cody, and it is not. I was wrong.
I don't know. Are you disappointed in that?
I keep saying it's not, but it is. It's already happened.
It's not. It's the wise man. He calls him, and he doesn't pick up.
Okay. Oh, he's going to be the fifth member, though?
Paul is going to wrestle.
Okay. Well,
Paul Heyman
is going to wrestle.
Before we get into Tim's going ahead, before we get into the phone call, Motor City Machine Guns versus Street Profits. What happened for the tag team titles? It gets interrupted by Tommaso Ciampa's interference, leading to a disqualification and setting up. I think we're getting NXT Gold Ciampa NXT Black and Gold Ciampa, possibly reigniting the feud with Johnny.
I think, to be honest with you, that he should go back to being the Miz's lackey wearing the neon green tights. But
I
that's
hate
just
you
me.
sometimes.
That was rough. That was so rough.
I hate you sometimes.
What was that?
I hate you sometimes.
Why did they do that to him?
Why are you?
Why are you the way that you are? Classic.
Yeah, that's
Classic
yeah.
Michael Scott line.
All right, as Tim said, there was a phone call. Roman Reigns was shown backstage while trying to recover from the Bloodline segment. He attempts to contact Paul Heyman, which reveals through speakerphone that his number has been disconnected. Now, there's something that people are pointing out with Sami Zayn earlier, throwing a phone on the couch, but it's just like...
Yeah, they were like, he took it out of his pocket and put it out onto his... Sorry, my cat is like attacking me below
Put it onto
here.
the couch, but it's like,
yeah.
he knew he was about to go out there. Did he do that just because he's like, I'm about to go brawl out in the ring and I got my phone in my pocket? Or is it...
That's what I saw people saying too.
Thing? Yeah.
I don't think it was really a hidden thing, but like, I don't know, maybe it could be if they end up showing it, but like, I don't think so.
Yeah. The main event was Nia Jax versus Naomi. Naomi challenged Nia Jax. Jax would end up retaining. I don't know why this was the main event segment. You definitely could have gone off the air with the Bloodline versus Bloodline brawl. But then I guess you wouldn't have the phone call conversation because they would have to get to the back pretty quick in order to
pretty quick
in order to film that. But yeah, thanks for holding out till this week for us. When something's going on with mine and Tim's family, you know, both of us can't be here, so it's not like we could just do a 2-person show. But that wraps up the show this week. Next week we'll talk about Full Gear. That'll be the main part of the show. It's this Saturday.
Yeah.
It's what, Triller TV and YouTube?
Yes.
No Bleacher Report.
No Bleacher
But
Report.
I will say, you know, I don't have a classic show of the week with everything going on. I haven't honestly had time to go back and watch any old wrestling. But I will say, if you just want to watch something real bummer, go watch that Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight on Netflix.
No.
My God.
Honestly, watching that
was good.
Yeah, the women's fight was amazing.
The women's fight was the best part. You know what's funny is when she accidentally headbutted the one girl and her eyebrow split open at the end.
Yeah.
When the girl's getting interviewed and she's like, you know, it was a great experience. My wife was like, a great experience, ma'am. We can see your brain.
Honestly, for that Mike Tyson fight, the first round was the only real round that Mike Tyson actually fought in. I feel like
he did not look like his training videos.
Let me ask you this: you guys think that was real?
He was indeed a 58-year-old man.
I always think Jake Paul.
I always think Jake Paul stuff is because people were doing side by sides of Tyson, like how he fought before, and like this one, he had same opportunities to swing. Yeah. And I was like, oof, he could have hit him a few times.
He's like, I got biting fixation.
Tim said it, not me.
I'm like, don't put
Mike
the
Tyson.
man down even more. They showed him in his jockstrap.
No, when he was
like,
backstage,
come on, man.
I was like, Rikishi.
And then he took two.
Rikishi said something about it.
He took two doves and said, "Now kiss."
Take us out, Tim.
Thank you guys for joining us this episode. Andy and I definitely needed a good laugh. Jeremy, we love you, buddy. Thank you for being here. We will see you next week to talk more pro wrestling. Everybody have a good week, okay? Don't take life too seriously, and enjoy yourself. Enjoy your family and friends. Love you guys.